The deep web is a place shrouded in mystery and danger, a place where the darkest and most terrifying things lurk. And for one unexpected individual, it will be a nightmare beyond imagination. It all began when Sarah, a young computer programmer, stumbled upon a hidden link while browsing the internet. Curiosity got the best of her, and she clicked on it, not realizing the nightmare she was about to unleash. As she delved deeper into the dark corners of the dark web, Sarah stumbled upon a series of chilling videos featuring unexplainable acts of violence and depravity. The more she clicked, the more she realized she was in over her head, but it was too late to turn back. Soon, she began receiving cryptic messages from an ominous source, taunting her and threatening her with unspeakable violence. Sarah tried to block the sender, but the messages kept coming, each more menacing than the last. Then, one night, as she laid in bed, Sarah heard a strange noise coming from her computer. She approached it cautiously, only to find a screen filled with grotesque images of mutilated bodies and the sound of eerie whispering emanating from the speakers. Terrified, Sarah tried to shut off her computer, but it wouldn't respond. Panicked, she unplugged it, but the screen still glowed with horrifying images, and the whispering grew louder and more intense. In a state of sheer terror, Sarah fled her apartment, but the messages and images followed her wherever she went. She sought help from the authorities, but they couldn't find any evidence of the messages or the sender. As the days turned into weeks, Sarah's mental state deteriorated, haunted by the relentless torment from the dark web. She became a shell of her former self, living in constant fear and paranoia, unable to escape the grip of the dark web's malevolent influence. To this day, no one knows what happens to Sarah. Some say she vanished without a trace, while others claim she took her own life to escape the horrors of the dark web. But one thing is for certain: the scariest story about the dark web is the one that never truly ends. As I sat alone in my dimly lit bedroom, surrounded by stacks of dusty books and creaky floorboards, I stumbled upon something that would change my life forever. It was an old laptop, tucked away in a forgotten corner of the attic, covered in cobwebs and grime. The screen was cracked and the keyboard was sticky with dried spills, but it still worked. And when I turned it on, I found myself sucked into a dark and terrifying world of the deep web. At first, everything seemed normal enough. I browsed through the various forums and websites, reading about conspiracy theories and urban legends, but then I stumbled upon a forum dedicated to the darkest corners of the internet. The post was cryptic and ominous, speaking of ancient evils and forgotten knowledge. I dismissed them as a mere fantasy, but one post caught my eye. It was a thread titled "The Red Room," and the users claimed that it was a place where you can find anything your heart desired for a price. I laughed it off as ridiculous, but curiosity got the better of me. I searched for the Red Room, and after navigating through countless dead ends and fake links, I finally found it. The website was shrouded in darkness, and a low hum filled my speakers. A message popped up on the screen, inviting me to enter my request. I hesitated for a moment, wondering if this was some kind of prank or trap, but my desire for adventure won out. I typed in my request: I want to see the most terrifying and frightening thing imaginable, and hit enter. The room went black, and all I could hear was my own breathing. Suddenly, a figure appeared before me, tall and imposing, the face obscured by the shadows. It spoke in a voice that sent chills down my spine, offering me a glimpse into the depths of madness and terror. I tried to back away, but my feet felt rooted to the spot. The figure leaned closer, and its breath cold and rank, and whispering something in my ear. I could never remember what it said, but I knew that it was the last thing I would ever wanted to hear. When I woke up, I was lying in my bed, drenched in sweat and trembling uncontrollably. My heart raced and my mind reeled with thoughts of what just happened. I knew that I had been given a glimpse into a realm beyond our reality, a place where sanity is lost and nightmares come alive. I vowed never to return to that accursed sight. But even now, I know that I will never forget what I saw in the Red Room. About a week ago, I was just surfing the dark web and joined a chat room on the dark web called Black Hat Chat. It's one of the best chat rooms for discussions on technology, where there's usually conversation about cybersecurity, computer programming, computer engineering, upcoming computer software, etc. So I was in a room chatting for about an hour when I noticed a user that entered the chat. The person's username was Ouija02. They sent a message saying, "Hello everyone," but everyone seemed to ignore their message. In the chat room, there was about 30 people, but only 7 were actually active. When everyone ignored the user's greeting, they sent me a private message saying, "Hey, are you there?" I replied, "Yes, how can I help you?" Then I've noticed that they sent the same paste message to all 7 active users. We all were strangers, but after continuing the conversation for another hour, we befriended each other, but without knowing each other's real identities. There were 8 active users by that time, including the weird user, Ouija02. There were a series of strange messages coming from Ouija02. They asked, "I killed my sister. How do I decompose her body? I screwed my mother," and more unsettling comments from the user. Everyone seemed to ignore the user even more. The rule of the group: if anyone abuses or discusses weird things like Ouija02 have done in the chat, they will be kicked out by the admin. After the admin removed them, they proceeded to join in the chat by different usernames like Ouija03, Ouija04, Ouija05, etc. After some time passed, Ouija02 sent an anonymous link to the group chat. Everyone in the group was talking about how cringe and strange Ouija02 was. Everyone saw the link and wondered what the hell did they watch, and they were all genuinely scared. People thought the link might be a scam or that it was a trick to gain access to their IP addresses by Ouija02. But suddenly, he messaged "See the magic" and left the chat. One of the users opened the link and strongly advised us not to visit the website. I asked him why. "What's the matter? Is it a scam?" The user replied that the website contains CP, abuse, and even the beating of a 10-month-old child, etc. Everything was horrifying on that website. He suggested that none of us should visit it, and it would be a terrible mistake if they did. I didn't even bother to visit the website, but other users did before heeding the warning and shared their weird experiences in the chat. A few minutes later, the person Ouija02 again joined the chat and encouraged everyone to visit the website and said once again to "see the magic," whatever that meant. The most haunting thing that happened was that they seemed to target me. Ouija02 sent me a message. They've asked me, "What's wrong? I'm Ghost," which is my username. "Why haven't you clicked the link?" I was utterly shocked. How the hell did they know that I haven't visited the website yet? Seconds later after this, Ouija02 sent the final message, "I'll see you soon," then said my real name and left the chat. I'm seriously afraid. You guys, what should I do? Please, I really need help. Good evening, everyone. This is Yuri K, and this is the end of the video. Please leave a comment and let us know your opinions on the matter. If you happen to like this content, please check out our other videos Make sure you like and share amongst your friends and family to help our community grow. You happen to be new to this channel? Please make sure you subscribe. It's free and you can always change it in the future. You have some terrifying story suggestions? If so, make sure that you send it to my email, fearofthedarkstories@gmail.com, and I'll feature it in a future segment. But you guys stay safe out there, and remember to always be afraid of the dark.